Wij zijn hier met American Football Community Belgium in de kantine van de Limburg Shotguns, van het Mijnstadion in ieder geval toch, waar zij hun thuiswedstrijden afwerken dit seizoen. En ik weet eigenlijk zelf nog niet heel goed wat ik moet vertellen over die wedstrijd. Ik was de wedstrijd aan het omroepen en bij een 14-0 stand is er een blessure gevallen bij de Brussels Tigers. En dan is de wedstrijd niet verder gegaan, maar daar gaan we zo dadelijk op verder met een van de coaches van de Limburg Shotguns. And we have one of the coaches of the Limburg Shotguns here with us. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Jean-Marc Bottin.
Jean-Marc Bottin. It's one of the questions that we ask everyone who comes on our podcast. It doesn't matter who it is or how long they've been playing or coaching. How did you get into American football?
Just by buying stickers. I was a student in kinesiotherapy, in Liège, and then one of my teacher was selling stickers for an American football club, the Red Roosters at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I bought that stickers and I asked for information about American football.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know anything about American football. I bought the ticket.
Yeah.
I called them. I started playing football in 1986.
86?
86, yes. Yeah, last century. And then I nearly never stopped. I played 21 years and then I started coaching about 2004, 2005, something like that.
And how did you get involved with the Limburg Shotguns?
It's also a long story. I met.
We've got some time. Maybe you don't.
Yeah.
But
I think I met Michel Lehmann at the Barbarians because I was coaching. I was also DC at the Barbarians at the time. And then I met Michel, and I have to say that I was really
impressed?
Yes, impressed by what he did here with the Limburg Shotguns and the development of the club and
Absolutely.
the improvement of the club and stuff coming from D3 to D1, and then we stayed in touch, and even when I stopped the Barbarians, we had several contacts with Michel. It's not the first time that. He tried to have me as a coach here, and then
he tried to scout you.
And finally I started last year. But the problem is last year with COVID, championship was stopped twice. Once something mid-March, and the other time something like mid-August.
Yeah.
Then it's a bad year, and then I just came back this year, and
Okay.
I was expecting something else.
I think we all expected. Excuse me. So, you got into American football, but what did exactly attract you into the sport? What kind of told you inside of you, like, this is the game where I want to coach or play? Why did you?
I think it's one sport that was fitting for my body, because I was playing soccer. I did, I work out between something like 18 to 21 or something like that. And then this is one sport that you can play with every kind of physique or something like that. That means I was tall, big at the time or something like that, and then I had totally a place. I find finally a sport where I can see people like me, and then yes.
Okay, no, sure. So you're a coach with the Limburg Shotguns, but let's take a step to the NFL. You probably follow the NFL as well?
No, not too much.
No,
not too much.
You don't have a favorite team?
I'm doing so much football.
Yeah.
American football since years that sometimes I'm a little bit fed up with football. I don't have to say that on the radio, but then I'm not following NFL that much.
Okay, no. So you're really connected to your only thing in football is the Limburg Shotguns. Practically.
Yeah, I think European football, yes.
Okay.
European and American football, yes.
You follow European football. What kind of league do you follow? The German league, probably.
I played in Holland, and I coach in Germany. Holland, I played and coached 2 years, and I coached 10 years in Germany. That means everything that concern Germany or EDLF or something like that, I like it.
So were you involved in NFL Europe maybe?
No. Probably I was not good enough.
What team in Holland did you?
Maastricht Wildcats.
Okay.
We won the Tulip Bowl in 2007.
The Tulip Bowl, that's a national championship.
Yes.
And in Germany, what team?
I started in Düsseldorf Panther.
Okay.
Then I switched to Cologne Falcons. Then I went to Mönchengladbach.
Okay.
And then I finished with Düsseldorf Panther once again.
All right. And then you ended up with the Limburg Shotguns here.
Yes.
So leading up to this game today, the semifinals against the Brussels Tigers, how did you feel that this season was going? Although it was like a quote-unquote smaller season because some teams didn't participate in this competition. How did you feel about this season? Or how do you feel about this?
It's always sad because when you have only 5 teams involved in the championship, it's a strange championship, to be honest. But it's their decision not to participate in the championship. That means you cannot blame them for that. But
you have to respect it.
Yes, you have to respect it. That means you have to take what they give you.
Okay.
There was a fall championship, and with only 5 teams, you have to take it.
All right.
I would have been glad to go into a championship in the spring or something like that, and then with 10 teams. But it's really hard here in Belgium.
Yeah. It's a small country.
It's a small country, yes.
So there's a full-blown championship next year in the spring, probably.
Yes.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. All right, let's not beat around the bush anymore. The game of today against the Brussels Tigers, it was the semi-final, and it looked like it was going the right way. It was 14-0, I think, in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And then one of the Brussels Tigers players got injured, and then I kind of lost track of everything that happened. The game didn't continue. What happened? What happened after that player was injured and the whole timeline following that?
Okay. We're going to start from the beginning.
Yeah,
the thing is, we should have an ambulance since the beginning of the game. Okay, the ambulance was ordered.
Okay,
but the ambulance was not there at the beginning of the game. But no one checked.
Okay,
we forgot to check if the ambulance was there, if the medics were there, and the officials also forgot to check. That means we went into the game without knowing that there is no ambulance, and then the injury happened. And I wish. A good rehab to Polari straight, and then something like a concussion or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the problem, they were complaining because we didn't have an ambulance or something like that. But you don't need to have an ambulance sometimes. If you have a room, a medical room with medical
people who can take care of an injured player.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, but they were complaining because our personnel were also players, or involved in the team. And then they said it was way too emotional for them because they kind of family, and then Polori is a kind of son of the family, and then the official didn't know what they had to do. There's no way to reach someone in the league. And but the thing is, the Tigers didn't want to go on.
They didn't want
to go on.
They didn't want to continue playing.
We could have had an ambulance 30 minutes later.
Okay.
And then restart the game 30 minutes later, and but they didn't agree.
Because number 54, he was injured, and they didn't want to continue.
Yeah.
Okay. And how will this now continue? Because I didn't see the ref giving the end signal of the game, because if a ref has to end the game, he puts the ball in the air, he says that's the ball game. I didn't see him doing that. So this game is still, in theory, is still going on.
Yeah, I know. You have to speak to the officials for that. The thing is, they didn't know what they have to do.
Okay.
They didn't know because probably it was the first time for them, and then they cannot reach the league to know what they had to do. And then now it's in the league's hands.
In the league's hands, and any feeling about what's going to happen?
A lot of disappointment. You can understand that reaching a semi-final even after four season game, it's a lot of work 6 months. You know, it's a lot of reps at practice, a lot of scouting video, and then when you enter the game, the semi-final, when it is 14-0 in the beginning of second quarter, you're confident for the final results and something like that. That means when the game is going like that way, and then you don't know what will happen on Monday. It's a lot of disappointment.
There was a lot of. It wasn't clear what was happening when number 54 was injured, and then he was taken to the sideline. The Brussels Tigers players, they went to one side of the field. There was a lot of discussion in between the refs. But what at that moment, what do you tell your players when you almost feel that, okay, this game isn't going to continue? Because you're a defensive coach, if I'm not mistaken. What do you tell your players, okay, this game isn't going to continue, but you can't do that with just one phrase. You have to mentally prepare them for a moment like that, no?
But there was already a long time that you didn't know what you have to say. You wait and see. And when there is no decision from the officials, first of all, you have to settle down. Okay, the last thing that you want for the image of American football, you don't want to get into a fight. You know,
no, that's
because
true.
all that things is really emotional on both sides. Because when you're winning the game and when you're leading in the game, and then let's say that,
especially you were leading 14-0,
and then when you feel that you cannot, you know, when you play, you have an input on the score. But when you don't play, and when it's in the league's hands or in the officials' hands, you know, you feel it's not only disappointed, it's the thing that your dreams are gone. You know, you feel your dreams are going away, and then the first thing that you have to say, okay, you have to congratulate the players for the regular games in the season. You have to settle them down and say, okay, stay cool, okay, stay respectful, and then don't go into the fight, don't go to trash talking in the locker room. Okay?
There was a lot of respect here.
And then you hear some things from the public. They were not happy. They ask for respect. But you know, when you don't know if the game will go on or not, you have to warm them up. You know, it's something like professional. That means the officials didn't say that the game was over. That means when you don't know if the game have to restart, they have to get warm. That's why we warm up. You know, in respect, in silence, and then. First of all, I put all the players in one corner to stay away from the Tigers players and the Tigers coaching staff like that. There is no trash talking, no risk to get into a fight, and then say congratulations for the championship, congratulations for the game today, but just wait and see the decision of the league, and
that's the thing. You can't congratulate the other team yet because there is no final result. Because the Tigers don't know if they're playing in the finals, and you still don't know if you're playing in the finals. So this is a really confusing situation. This is probably the first time
that
ever.
Will be a strange Sunday, yes.
And now it's up to the league.
Yeah.
And who? Correct me if I'm wrong, but there are players and coaches from different teams that are in the league that have to take that decision.
Yeah.
How do you do something like that? Because there's someone probably from the Tigers and probably someone from the Shotguns in the league.
Yeah,
and how do you you can be objective in this situation? No.
Hopefully there is more than 2 players in the league. I hope so. That there will be neutral people in the league who will have to take a decision and to see if we have a ticket to the final or if the Tigers have a ticket to the final.
Okay, let's end on a positive note. What you played a quarter and a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you take away from today's game as a defensive coach? Because I 14-0 as a defensive coach, you're happy. You're satisfied with the game, satisfied-ish with the game. So let's end on a positive note. What do you take away from today's game?
It was a great start. We asked them to be serious from the first minute until the last minute, because we, on the first game versus the Tigers, it was 13-13 at the halftime. And then we were not good in the first half, which means we were not serious enough, probably a lot of mistackling and a lot of things went wrong, and then also some players missing. But I don't want to complain. It's how it is. Sometimes you have to play with your backup, and you have to trust your backup. That I'm not complaining about that. But the thing is, you cannot be bad twice. That means you have to learn from your mistakes. And then the first half on the first game versus the Tigers was awful. Then I asked, we have to be good since the beginning. Since the first minute, we have to show which is the best team in the league.
And the defense scored. They had a pick six.
Yes.
So that's probably the best thing you're gonna be remembering from today's game. The pick six by.
I think it's really difficult to keep something positive from today.
I can understand that, Coach. I can understand. Do you still have something? Do you want to get off your chest from today about today's game and today's situation?
I wish a good future to football in Belgium, because I have to say that I'm sad and disappointed that the football is not growing up the way that it should be.
How
I think
should
when
it
you
be
compare
growing up?
when you compare to Holland or Germany or something like that, there is a big difference, coaching wise and tactically, theory and stuff like that. And I would like to see the football growing up, even if there is a progress since '86. Okay, we are not where we are supposed to be. Even with the national team program, there is no national team program anymore, and that's also sad.
Why is that? Why is that? Do you think that there isn't such a progress here in Belgium than there is in Holland and in Germany?
I think it's a question of mentality. First of all, you have to start with kids. Even if you start with U14 or U12 or something like that, starting with kids, starting to have coaches. And if you don't have coaches, you have to teach and to teach your players how to become a coach and stuff like that, and give them some solutions, some material to learn on and to become coaches. I think we are missing coaches in Belgium everywhere, and what the teams are doing, they try to win games, but they don't try to build something.
True.
And then in a short time, medium time, and long time, you have to build on something. That means you can have good players, but as long as you don't have good coach, when you have a good coach, he could make 10 or 12 or 20 good players. When you have one good player, you have one good player, point.
Okay. All right.
Then I really would like to see more clinics from the club, from the league, both sides, Flemish and Walloon and Federal. The National League and stuff like that, more clinic, more speakers, to improve the quality of the coach.
The coach.
The coaches, yes.
All right. Okay.
Yes, it's it's great. It's great when you have players, but when they are not well coached, then we have seen with the national team, and we have seen here and there. When you have good coaches, those players can play outside. They can play abroad. That means you had players who played Holland, Germany, GFL1, GFL2, even France and something like that, Finland, Spain and stuff like that. That means when you improve, the knowledge of the game of football, you can build something.
All right. Okay. So that's probably a message for all the people involved in American football in Belgium.
Probably a message, yes.
All right, Coach. Thank you for this conversation. And let's wait and see. Wait and see. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the interview.
A nice handshake to end this podcast. Oké, dames en heren, zoals je hoort van de coach van de Shotguns. Dank u wel, coach. Het is afwachten op een beslissing van de league nu. De wedstrijd eindigde op een 14-0. Is gestopt met een 14-0 voor de Shotguns. Een speler van de Brussels Tigers is toen geblesseerd geraakt en toen zoals de coach heeft gezegd, is er een hele race aan gebeurtenissen en aan regeltjes waar we nu naar moeten kijken. En wat de bond zal beslissen, dat zullen jullie lezen op onze socials, op onze Facebook, op onze website of op afcbelgium.com. En wij sluiten hier deze avond af, deze vreemde voetbalavond toch af. En tot de volgende keer.